Hey, welcome back. This time the exams around, so a lot of stress and tension at homes. We thought we'll do a couple of episodes and this is how to get along with this stress, the examination stress, especially for parents and the children. So in this episode, let's look at how to handle the stress for parents. So the moment you think about exams, the first question that most of our parents would get is like, what if my children get lesser marks or they fail? I'm not saying it's like for the 100% of the parents, but most of the parents do encounter this kind of a question. When this question arises, what we generally tend to feel is a lot of stress. When we talk about stress, what do we mean by stress? What do we experience when we say stress? So stress is kind of a big blanket. When we go a little deeper into this stress, what we generally experience is anger, sadness, and fear. All the three can come up, or one or two can come up. Whatever is the situation, we do experience this as parents. Now, why do we experience this is the question. The first and foremost thing is like, what if my child gets lesser marks, and what if the relatives, my friends, start blaming me? Especially for mothers, this is like 100% true. But for fathers, it's a little different. But yeah, this is the core thing. What would my relatives, what would my friends say? Are they going to blame me? What is my image in front of them? And what is my child's image in front of them? This would be the primary thing. And the secondary thing is the stories that we generally start building up if your child is going to fail or get lesser marks. So what is going to happen to him if he is going to fail the exams this way, if he is not able to catch up with the subjects well, and what's going to happen to his future down the lane 10, 15, 20 years? This is the second foremost fear that we all have. And third one is, my dreams for my children are not met, or my dreams for myself, I couldn't catch up, so I'm expecting my children to live up to my dreams, or rather, I couldn't become an engineer, so I wanted my son or daughter to become an engineer. So it's my dream of becoming an engineer. I couldn't catch up, so I'm expecting my children to do that. So any of these three, these are the three major things that I have experienced while dealing with many of my clients. So you can actually see a lot of stuff on as how to manage your stress. But if you ask me, I would say don't manage your stress. I would say allow the stress to come up. Because this is the most natural phenomena when we are experiencing any of this anger, sadness, or fear coming up. So don't try to manage them. So when we are trying to manage, we are trying to suppress them. So don't suppress it. So first and foremost, as parents, what we need to do is, whenever you're feeling stressful, close your eyes, take a couple of deep breaths, allow yourself to relax, and tell yourself, I am stressed out. And don't feel bad. Yes, I am stressed out. The moment you say that I am stressed out, you're accepting the fact that you're stressed out. And believe me, most of your stress would be gone. This is the first step. And the second thing is, unless and until you don't let go of your stress, you will not be in a position to give a stress-free environment for your children. So for our children to prosper and do well in the examinations, we need to create a stress-free environment. So in this process, accept and acknowledge that education is very, very important, but that's not life. Please underline Education is not life. That's just part of life. Number two, if your children they're not getting better marks, they're not scoring as per your expectations, your image in front of your relatives or friends, it's not getting deteriorated. It is your feeling that your image is going down, that people are going to talk bad about you. No, it's not the case. It is just your feeling. Nobody is going to speak about that. Number three, it is your own stories that you're building at the back of your mind that something is going to happen in the future, down the lane 15, 20 years, that your child is going to fail utterly, or he or she may not be able to get good education or good employment in good companies. This is a story that your mind is trying to build at the back of your mind, which is not true. Now, having said that, what steps that we need to take to create a stress-free environment for our kids is, first and foremost, encourage your children to compete with themselves, not compete with others. The moment you start encouraging your children to compete with others, you are creating a stressful environment. So do not do that. Appreciate the strengths of your children and encourage them to compete with themselves. Number two, do not offer any carrots and sticks. Do not tell your children that if you pass through your examinations with 80%, 90% of the marks, then I'll buy this for you, or I'll take you for a holiday, or I'll buy you a scooty or something like that. No, don't ever do that. At the same time, don't ever give any kind of a threats of punishments to your children. Don't ever do that. Appreciate how good they are, how brilliant they are, what are the great things in that particular kid. Just do that. And third, give them enough breaks during their preparations. Take them out for some recreation. Take them to the parks, play with them. Tell them that education is just part of life, and you are not just insisting on studies, because the more you insist on studies, you're creating more stressful environment, and the children can either become submissive or become rebel. So to ensure that your children don't become any of those two, create those breakouts. Take them out for dinner, take them out for ice creams. And children would require at least 8 to 10 hours of sleep during the preparation and exam times. So don't push them to study late in the nights, or don't push them to get up very early in the mornings. It's good if they want to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning, provided they are sleeping before 8 or 9. So create that 8 to 10 hours of sleep so that the body and the mind are resting and the children are able to grasp the subjects very easily. And give them the confidence that you love them irrespective of their marks, irrespective of their scores. And tell them that you're there with them irrespective of whatever that is, the result is about. So as parents, if we try doing all this, then we create a stress-free environment for our children, and we'll be able to help them perform well in their examinations. Hope you're going to do all this to ensure that your children do a good job in their examinations. Whatever is the result, appreciate for all that wonderful job that they have done. If they have scored 95 or 90 and they couldn't score the balance of 10, don't blame them for losing the 10%. Appreciate them for scoring that 90%. There's a lot of effort that should have gone in to score that 90%, not just from your child's side, but also from your end. You have supported, you have sacrificed a lot for your children. So appreciate and celebrate that 90% of marks. That's okay to lose that 10. That's okay. Absolutely fine. So be happy and give a happy environment, a stress-free environment for your children so that they can perform very well in their examinations. All the very best. Good luck with your exams that you're going to face in your life. Thank you so much for watching this video. In the next video, we'll talk about as how the children has to manage with their stress. Thank you.